Island for Uni-Bell's 38th annual meeting. I'm glad to see everybody here. This is great. Brad Corbett Jr. will be up in a moment to go over affiliate membership matters. Steve Cooper here with Uni-Bell is going to pass out a paper, put your name and the name of your company on it, please. We just want to track for purposes of our attorney who is here today. And all I can say now is, well, Brad, come on up and let us know what you have to say.
Thank you. Good morning. 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 Welcome to the 2010 Uni-Bell annual meeting. I wonder if there's anyone else out there as happy as I am that I did not say welcome to the 2009 Uni-Bell annual meeting. What a difference a day makes. Things do appear to be getting a lot better in our industry. We, for one, thank goodness. A sage on Wall Street once said, the four most dangerous words in the English language are "this time it's different." Remember a few years ago when we were talking about a new paradigm in the PVC pipe business? Well, events of the last 2 years have proven to us that we will always be faced with challenges. The environment for the PVC pipe industry of today is much different and much improved from just a year ago, but that we as an industry thought it was going to be in 2005 and 2006, where we thought profits and stability were going to be the rule of the day by this time. 2009 is behind us, and I, for one, am happy to move on. I would like to welcome everyone to the International and Associates meeting. First, I would like to welcome back to our trade association, Royal Plastics, a division of Georgia Gulf, represented by Paul Zachor. Welcome, Paul. I would like to welcome Cincinnati Millicron, represented by Tim Newhart and Tom Brown. Welcome, Tim and Tom. I would also like to welcome back EVA, represented by Jim Pfeffer, Jim, and David. One thing that I think most of the membership is aware of, but I want everybody to be aware of, is that there are a number of companies that are considering joining or rejoining our trade association as we exit this terrible recession. And may I encourage everyone to reach out to all who are considering membership, as this organization is a great benefit to all in our industry. We have some guests here who we would also like to welcome. Mark Meyer from Metalfit Corporation. Mark. Rollapol USA, represented by Robert Clogg. Hey, Robert. Sasol Wax North America, represented by Peter Keeve. Welcome, Peter. We hope our guests find this trade association as valuable as we know it to be, and that they may find it a friendly, interesting, and valuable forum for their companies and for our industry. This is our first meeting after a period of transition at the top of our organization. I want to be the first at this meeting to thank Bruce Holland for taking the helm of our organization and look 4 years. Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Today we will hear from a number of speakers on very interesting topics, starting with Nick Vafiadis of Chemical Marketing Association, aka CMAI, with an always interesting read on the direction of the resin market. A very important view from NSF on the efforts to recognize recycling and green efforts in industry, presented by P.D. Davis and Nasreen Keshefi. May I point out the PVC pipe industry has been recycling before it was cool. And we will have a presentation on a topic near to the PVC pipe industry's heart, life cycle assessment by Wes Ingwersen. One unfortunate note is Jos Ostrich of Waven will be unable to join us this year because of the volcano. No kidding. And I know we will have a great meeting. Please reach out to our new members and guests and make them feel as welcome as possible. And here is Nick Vafiadis with his presentation on the resin market.
Thanks, Brad. Well, volcano wasn't an issue getting here from Houston, but the rain coming in yesterday was an issue. But, anyway, I want to start off by thanking Uni-Bell for having CMAI back. It's my second presentation here, and CMAI has been a long-time associate of this association. It's always a pleasure and an honor for us to be here, so I do appreciate that. Thank you. As you can see from my presentation title, I'm here to talk about PVC. The title of my presentation is Higher Prices in This Market. You know, why is this happening and what should you expect? We'll try and shed a little light on that. Now, some of you have seen some of this presentation recently. I just want to assure you that it's been updated and it's got our latest year. Now, this first slide is meant to represent the sort of apparent disconnect between conditions that have been existing and permeating the pipe market versus what's happened in the PVC resin market. Now, for those of you in the pipe market, you know that the business has been less than robust lately. And you're looking at what's happening with PVC resin prices. And you know that the PVC pipe market is the single largest segment, or the single largest market for the PVC resin producers. And the PVC resin producers have been looking at basically weak domestic demand and relatively stable energy costs, yet we've seen a rise in PVC prices that has been significant, causing this apparent disconnect. So we'll be talking about that situation today and trying to understand it a little further. Now, this chart represents a series of price increases that have really occurred since the beginning of last year. Now, this is CMAI's view of contract price changes that have occurred since January of 2009. Now, in January of 2009, PVC contract prices were at the lowest point that we'd seen since March of 2004. Prices were low and margins were very, very low for PVC resin producers. Now, since that time, and beginning in February of last year, contract prices before discounts, etc., have increased about 26 cents a pound, assuming a 3-cent increase in March. And there's more on the table. There's been an additional nickel that was announced for April that is somewhat in question at this point. So you can ask yourself, with this somewhat less than robust conditions that have been permeating the pipe market, which again is the single largest market for PVC resin producers, why are prices moving higher? Well, what we've been saying has really been attributed to two primary issues. Weakened integrated economics through the entire chlor-alkali and vinyl chain. Also, alternative to the domestic market. In other words, the export market has been a very lucrative and strong market for the PVC export, or the PVC producers here in the U.S. Now, lately, you can add another topic to that has been extremely significant, and that is what's been going on with ethylene. Lately, we've seen a very tight ethylene market that has resulted in rapidly rising ethylene prices, constrained ethylene availability that has resulted in higher cash costs to produce PVC and tight PVC markets. So I want to sort of take a second and go through some of the key issues that are driving ethylene right now. Now, beginning at the start of this year, we went into a period where we saw numerous ethylene outages. They were both planned and unplanned. Now, the unplanned outages were a result of the unprecedented, this very, very cold freeze conditions that we had along the Gulf Coast. Numerous plants were shut down for an extended period of time. That resulted in tight inventory and ultimately force majeure and sales control programs for ethylene and derivative producers up and down the chain. Many of you have been affected by that. As a result, we saw what I've been calling supply-driven price increases. Now, I want to emphasize supply-driven as opposed to cost-driven or demand-driven. Cost, as you'll see, has actually been coming down from a producer standpoint, and demand